This is my mom and myself visiting an ocean area at a place close to my hometown. Really a beautiful place. Descriptions, they don't stick in our minds. We need a story, and it should of course be a true story. Many people underestimate the power of personal branding and how important it is for your business and how important it will be in the future. In this video, I want to share my experience when it comes to building your personal brand, and also some, I want to break some concepts about personal branding, because some people think that personal branding means that you have to show everything in your life, which is definitely not true. But if you want to use your personal brand for your business, which you definitely should, and in the future it will only be more important, every year it's becoming more and more important, especially now in the times of artificial intelligence and everything. So everything which is your personal brand is a must when it comes to building your business, and not only building a business. If you want to get a job nowadays, it's very often that employers will check out you on internet, what kind of social proof you have, because people cannot relate to companies that much. They cannot relate to products. People relate to other people. People connect to humans, not to something artificial, When people hear a story about somebody that resonates with you, that it's very touching, then it's something that really moves you, something that you will also remember, something that you can relate to or want to, be in touch or get in some exchange. And that's why personal branding is something that allows you to compete among everything else, among all the other people, among all the other companies, and even with artificial intelligence. So basically your personal brand is the only thing that can, differentiate you from anything else. And there is nobody like you. You are a unique person, and this is why personal brand is basically the only thing that is unique about you and your product, because in many cases, people will have some similar products if they've been going through a similar situation. It's enough that you show up on camera and say, or it's enough that you write a text, it's enough that you give information about your journey, about what's going on, about your background, about some trouble you had and you managed to, walk through this path and you got to some point where, maybe some of your viewers, some of the people who follow you want to get, and that's why they want to learn from you. But you don't have to show everything. That's really a myth about building your personal brand, that people are afraid that they have to show everything. They have to show their house, apartment, they have to show everything related to their family. Not at all. It's enough that you say, and many people have difficulties with talking about themselves, and I'm one of those people. I don't like talking about myself. I don't even think it's polite, I have so many concepts, the way I was brought up. So talking about myself is something that I'm very shy, or very, something I hesitate. And especially, telling the whole story, it's difficult for me. But still, I learn it, I experience, I exercise it each time, every time I go for talking about what I've been through, for example, I try to be more and more open about the frustration I had when the first lockdown happened, in at the beginning of 2020. It was a scary moment for many people, and also for me, because I lost quite a crucial part of my income because of this situation. I was frustrated. I didn't know how to earn more money, and this was the time. It was just a half a year before that I started building my business, meaning I was quite new. I didn't have that much following. I didn't have any products I could sell. So for example, now I sell a few products online, and one of them is my course on building a business on Instagram. If you're interested, you can check out my course in the description below down there. So this is one of the products I sell now, but at that time in 2020, I didn't have any product. My business was quite fresh. It was not, there were still so many things to build, and the pandemic and everything, I was not ready for that. It was not something you could even predict. I guess for most of us, we couldn't predict that something like this could happen, because it never happened to us, never happened to our parents. So I was frustrated, but I managed to learn things during the pandemic. And this is the time, for example, when I started my YouTube channel. Because I don't like talking to a camera, I don't like talking in public. Public speaking is something I was always afraid of, since I was a little child. So I didn't want to start a YouTube channel. It was a struggle for me, but then during the lockdown, I thought, now I have the time. Now I have the time, and now I have the difficult situation, and I'm frustrated, but there's something I can do about it. And one of the things is starting a YouTube channel. And this is when I started. Anyway, you tell your story, you show up on the camera just like I'm doing now, and you share what's happening or what you've been through. You need to show this transformation of what is happening in your life, or you need just to show what's going on, or you need to show what you are thinking, what is your opinion. All of it is your personal brand, everything you share about yourself. And when it comes to actually showing your life, like now I'm sharing, but I'm just talking, you don't see much except for the TV and me sitting here. But when it comes to sharing, you really have the choice to decide how much you want to share. Like in my case, you probably heard about my mom because she's a traveling expert and we are doing a lot together. Like, on this video, you can see me and my mom is somewhere here. Here's my mom, here's myself, and we have visited this beautiful oceanarium, and we try to travel sometimes also together. And I started her traveling account in the middle of the 2019 on Instagram, and it became so successful. This is really my mom and myself. We are proud together about this account. You can, by the way, check it out in the description below. This if you are interested in traveling or if you are a free spirit, that it could be something for you. So I gladly share, and my mom, she's happy to share. She never thought of doing something like that, but I told her that this is, a great way to build a business and a great way, to show up and to share some value to the world. And then she agreed, and she's really enjoying it herself, So you know about my mom. What else? Yeah, you know about my travels that I also share. Like just a week ago, I shared a video of me traveling in Germany. And I gladly share, the places I visit because I think traveling is a part of your personal development. Traveling is also the way you can use your freedoms. It's a great way to learn about the world, about yourself. And also on this channel, you heard about my cat, just because I feel it's fine to share about it. It's not something too private. I even shared how I got this cat because it was a sad story I share in one of my videos here on this channel. So this is my cat, you see it on some of my videos, and I think why not to share, I like cats in general. I wouldn't take the cat because I travel a lot, but as you know, I had to kind of inherit the cat from my friend who passed away, so that's why I'm having it. But when it comes to my private life, you probably noticed that I don't really share it because for me, private things should be kept private. It's not something I want to share with the whole world, like my bedroom or my, I don't know, everyday, interactions with people that are close to me. And some people decide to share it, and then they also share their divorce and they share their new partner and so on, which to me is not acceptable. It's not something I want, at least at this point in my life. And when it comes to sharing something about your children, I think it should be children are human beings, and it should be their choice. And if they're too small, they can't even decide. So I think it's a little bit funny to share. But anyway, everybody has the choice to decide for themselves. Here, I also share about my family, like parents, about my sister. I share a lot in my book on personal development. You can check it out. It's on Amazon. The link is in the description. And there I share a lot of biographical facts related to my family, but not private things, but, a little bit I go into privacy, but without mentioning names, about things that happened to me in the past. In this book is the place where I shared so much I never shared anywhere else. And it was really a struggle because I wanted to give value, but without sharing some stories, you can't really, share your knowledge and experience. And that's why, It's a challenge. I think you should be sharing things that really bring value to people. This is something you should be sharing. And on top, you can share the things that you feel like sharing or like sharing. Like in my case, you know, there are some parts of my life I want to show, actually. I want to share, that you actually see how I'm doing it. And there are other parts of my life I just talk about it, and there are some things about my life I never mention, and it's also fine. So building your personal brand doesn't mean that you have to share everything. It's really a myth. So if you're afraid that you have to show your kids or your partner or your bedroom, you know, no, it's not like this. You don't even have to cry in front of the camera if you don't feel like this. You don't have to show your emotions, but you need to share the value, showing the transformation from the experience you had, going through some struggles you had, to some result that can be useful for other people. This way, this experience, this transformation, this is something you need to show. And I talk about it in one of my other videos, which I want to share with you today, because I really like this video. It was actually, I made it right after the first lockdown. And it's still so, you know, to the point when it comes to building your personal brand. And I really like this video also because it's a beautiful scenery with the ocean and everything. You know, it's really, everything related to ocean is a part of my life, you know. I love it so much. Traveling, and especially in the nature, the ocean, is something that somehow I can relate to very much, something that I really love. So I want to share a part of this video today. I hope you like it. And also let me know in the comments if it was a good idea to take some part of my video that I made a few years ago and you know, introduce it into the frame of the new video. You let me know in the comments if this was something beneficial, and if you also enjoyed to watch this older video of mine. And also check out in the description below the links to some of my products, to my course on building a business on Instagram. If you are interested in something like that, I will be happy to see you in my class, to guide you through this process of my experience of building a business on Instagram. And I will be there for you. You would be able to reach me out anytime. I'm very motivated that you get this result. So check it out. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and also the liked button, because if you watch that far, it definitely shows that you really like it, and this is also great help for me, because then YouTube algorithm understands this is something beneficial and will show it to other people. Otherwise, if you subscribe, then I will see you next week.